maybe. I'll wait till someone comes in. That's what I'll do. I will wait until someone comes in. That's what I will do. And then maybe someone could tell me if I am. But no one even knows I'm on. That's the funny part. No one knows. Get some Fiji water. Who's the number one person that just came in? I have a question for you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Just type yes or no. Mm. No, can you hear me? No, no, no. I can't tell which one it is if I might have to look. All right. Whatever. Whatever. I don't know if I'm. I don't know. I like that. That looks actually cooler. I like that. It looks better. Can you guys hear me? I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. Let's see. Okay, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? K9317. Can you hear me now? You are my savior right now. Can you hear me? I guess not. You are a big help because everyone else was just letting me talk. It's just letting me talk. Oh my gosh! All right. I know it's been a minute, but I want to try something new for this live stream. Or no, it's gonna be some other content, but we're gonna talk about a bunch of stuff. If I just came off rip because time was ticking, and how are you guys doing? It's like 10:22. It's a Monday. I'm in America, so America. Trump just got in office today. Congratulations, Mr. Trump. Um, before you don't let's not talk politics, but I do like Trump. So some people think like, oh, you're black, you don't like Trump. I do like Trump. So someone I know people, somebody's mad as hell right now. But anyways, we're gonna talk about some MMA. We're gonna talk about some jiu-jitsu. We're gonna talk about some 123 Indianapolis. Why do I sound so fucking stupid today? All right, I'm gonna start off with MMA. This was the intro. I also want to talk about what the topic of the day is. I don't know what I'm gonna call this, or it didn't. Usually, before I get on live, it allows me to say or type in what I'm gonna talk about, but it didn't let me do that tonight. It just threw me on live, so everything's off the cuff right now. But we're gonna talk about the main topic of today of the live stream is what exactly is game. We're gonna talk about game today. You hear a bunch of people always say like, "Oh, you got to have game for this," or the game is to be sold, not told. And no one explains what game is, but I'm going to explain it to you guys today. And we're going to talk about a bunch of stuff. So, the first thing that I want to talk about today is some MMA stuff. UFC 3, whatever. I don't know. I didn't watch that UFC. I was really sad that Islam Mahachev didn't get to go against Arman Infinite Tsukiyomi. I was really sad about that. I wanted to see that match because their first match, their first fight, Mahachev versus Arman. I don't know how to say his last name, so I'm sorry, Mr. Tsukiyomi. But their first match was, it was just beautiful to watch. Even though Islam did take the dub, I want to say for sure. Someone asked me like, who did I think would win? I don't think it's this second time is going to be close. I think Islam Mahachev is going to run through Arman. I'm gonna say it right now. I think Islam will run through him. I have been watching Islam for years. He is now my first favorite fighter was Charles Oliveira, and my second favorite fighter, I used to tell people all the time, was Islam Mahachev. I said that for years. It's documented. And the rise of watching how what made Islam Mahachev my favorite fighter over Charles is Charles Oliveira has. I love his swagginess. I love his jiu-jitsu. I love how he combined Muay Thai with his jiu-jitsu. But Charles Oliveira chokes a lot. He chokes a lot, and I do not like that. He will go on a magical run and then suddenly choke, and on like when it counts. Islam Makhachev does not choke. He rises to the occasion of whatever he's dealing with, and I love the memes that's going on around with him too. He's always been a funny guy. I've been a fan of everything that Islam does. I don't think that match with him. Thank you, Twin. I don't think that match with him and Arman is going to be a. I don't think it's going to be close. But I still want to see it because in their first fight, Islam and I guess the way it kind of went in their first fight was Islam thought that his grappling was going to be better than Arman, and Arman was supposed to have better striking, but it actually kind of went reverse where the grappling was immaculate, and then the striking was pretty good too. So, but then eventually Arman actually like fatigued, and then he lost in that last third round. So I don't think he could deal with Islam because Islam at this point has been dealing with nothing but championship rounds, and unless Arman has been working with his grappling, no, his cardio, which I don't see. The only way you could get better cardio is by competing in championship rounds, and when has Arman been competing 5-minute championship rounds? So that's what I have to say about that. And we're gonna talk about some jiu-jitsu. We're gonna actually before I continue with that, do you guys have anything, any MMA that you guys want to talk about before I switch up the topic? Because next I'm gonna talk about some jiu-jitsu stuff. I got some jiu-jitsu secrets that I'm gonna share with you guys. No, that's fine. That's fine. It's okay. Um, sometimes I get an MMA crowd, sometimes I get a jiu-jitsu crowd, sometimes I get a Muay Thai crowd. But tonight we're gonna continue. So the jiu-jitsu. I want to talk about something that I see all the time in jiu-jitsu. There is something. I think this applies to all martial arts and all competition, but I see a lot of people train jiu-jitsu and they wonder why they're not improving. The biggest secret of improving in jiu-jitsu, it's very simple. You have to study. You have to study jiu-jitsu. It blows my mind that people think that you could just go in the gym, drill a bunch, right? And spar a lot, and you go home and you don't work your mind. I don't that is it. Jiu-jitsu is, there's a couple of Clark Kents in jiu-jitsu. Okay, you have some people who are just freakishly strong and they're freakishly gifted, but jiu-jitsu is a Batman sport. Okay, you know, like everyone talks about prep time with Batman, how he's undefeated and stuff like that. That's how jiu-jitsu works. You need to be Bruce Wayne, Batman, when you do this sport. That's how you win. That's how you actually get better. If you don't study, I don't know. And then some people say, okay, well, what are the things that you use to study? Well, you have BJJ fanatics. You have certain what is it called? Some people online showing some cool techniques. You have those. You can do privates, right, and record yourself. But you have to study. You must study. You need to learn about all the little annoying technical names and stuff. You have to study. That's how you get better. That's one of the things of how you get better. But that's one of the most underrated aspects. It has nothing to do with, like, how do I say this? A lot of the black belts, like, if you want to catch up with a lot of these guys, just study. People don't like studying. I know. That's what I do. I literally sit down all day and watch videos. That's one of my biggest secrets, and I just gave it to you for free. Like, I gave it to you for free right now, and I feel like it's gonna go over a lot of people's heads. But there you go. I need to shave. I need to shave. I don't look bald enough. Anyways, there you go. So we're gonna go to the next topic. Anybody got some questions for jiu-jitsu? I should leave the questions for the end like I usually do. This stream should be like 30 minutes to an hour. I wanted to try something. There's this new AI thing with automation. I want to try that. Next topic, we're going to talk about some Muay Thai. I have been messing around with Muay Thai for the past, I think I started in, what was it, March? I started in March. No. It was May. May of last year. I started at this gym, Boxing Works, May of last year. And the thing that I have learned, Muay Thai deeply made me appreciate drilling. How do I explain this? In jiu-jitsu, what I used to do is I used to go spar. I hate, in jiu-jitsu, I'm still like that though. I hate drilling in jiu-jitsu. I'm starting to drill more, but I used to go spar and I'd go home and I would study. And that right there improved my game 100%. And what Muay Thai has done for me now is, in this gym, we just drill heavy for like the entire week and then we spar. And it's like the funnest thing ever. And what Muay Thai has made me realize is, when it comes to stand-up martial arts, drilling is actually much more important. It's much more imperative than grappling martial arts. So what does that mean? If you want to get better at wrestling specifically, and you're a jiu-jitsu guy, you need to drill more. You need to not only study, but you have to drill more. Because I was always under the impression, like, okay, I need more people to stand up with me and we, do a bunch of wrestling exchanges, which it does help. Mat time, sparring time always helps. It's the best in my opinion. But if you want to get better at your wrestling, or if you want to get better at your striking, or any stand-up martial art, this is why I tell people jiu-jitsu is a stand-up martial art. That's another topic for a day. You have to drill. You have to drill. And that's one thing that Muay Thai has taught me and have made me very appreciative of when it comes to drilling. Let me see. Ooh, let's get some questions. Someone says, what do you recommend for improving cardio? Let's look into it. What do I recommend for improving cardio? Okay, you have, number one, I say jump rope. If you look at a lot of streams when people ask me that, I say jump rope. I think jump rope is the best cardio tool. But there's different types. You have explosive cardio, right? Like being able to have enough in your gas tank to explode when you need to explode. That right there requires sprints, hill sprints, sprints. Uh, that right there, if you want explosive cardio, I think the term is called plyometrics. I believe that's the term, plyometrics. Why does I just noticed that this looks kind of off center and it's bugging me now? Anyways, the term is plyometrics. Okay, if you want long sustaining cardio, then I would say like a Stairmaster or something, or road work too. Road work is very underrated. It's very, very underrated. And then you have what I like to use. My cardio tool is jump rope. I jump rope a lot. You can go swimming too. I believe I haven't. I need to look more into swimming. I've been planning on using that, but I I'll come back to you with the swimming, but jump rope is my preferred method. You have speed rope. Speed rope is if you have like a belly on you and you want to get your belly fat down. The only way to get your belly fat down, well, it's one of the best ways is jump rope, speed rope. If you want to get like better consistent strength, basically like if you're going against someone and you're still getting stronger or you're maintaining your strength as you wrestle with the person, I think like heavy rope is really good, but speed rope is my preferred method. I use speed rope to get better at cardio. And if you want to keep explosiveness, then you need hill sprints. That number one thing, hill sprints or regular sprints. And there was one boxing coach. There was a boxing coach. I still haven't really incorporated this, but I used to do track, so I knew this was true. Go on a track and try to run as fast as you can 2 laps. I know that works because we used to do that a lot in track, but I haven't really incorporated that in a while. So that's how you improve your cardio. Next question. Someone says, you've returned to us. I know. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It's been a long time. Shouldn't have left you without a beat to step to. I'm so sorry. um, I understand exactly what you mean. I do feel I am talented with learning in person or from visioning doing it in my head. There's actually something called, I forgot what it's called, but basically you can learn watching someone else do something. People don't understand that. That's one of that's a talent that I have. I would say when I go to competitions and if there's I can tell you when I know I'm going to win for sure. If I'm the last person in the bracket where I get to watch everybody, I promise you I'm going to win. I promise you I will win. I will have the more difficult time if I'm the first person in the bracket and I don't get to see everybody go. But if I get to calmly chill and watch everybody go, I immediately know everybody's style of jiu-jitsu and I immediately come up with a plan of how to beat that person. So visualization when it comes to martial arts is so key. Even striking, like I haven't gotten to that level yet where I could visually see styles. With Muay Thai or boxing, for example, now I'm getting to the point because I've been consistently striking for like 8-9 months where I can see my coach do a drill or do something and I know where it's going, but I haven't got to the point where I could visually see striking. But the best example of like visualization is Conor McGregor versus Jose Aldo. Go to that fight. Conor McGregor knocked out Jose Aldo within, what was it, like 10 seconds, right? But there's this infamous video of Conor in the back room visualizing how he was going to knock out Jose Aldo. So do not sleep on studying visually, watching like fights constantly. Film study is the word. Film study is the most important thing that nobody talks about. You could be talented, but you could lose to somebody mediocre who have seen your style multiple times and they have prepped of how to beat that style. So just letting you guys know about that. Next question. Does drilling head movement actually help, or is it something intuitive that you develop through sparring? Ooh, that's a good question. I think that put this water down. I think kind of like your body still has to kind of feel the motion because you get better over time. There's like your brain is constantly picking up motion. So if you practice like if you start kind of practicing your head movement constantly and you're feeling like the economy of motion, I think that's good because well, sparring is the best tool, honestly. Sparring is the best tool because when you get punched in the face, you learned, oh, that didn't work. That didn't work. But if you didn't practice enough with your head movement, right? Let's say a punch is coming, you might like move too far. You might not know, like, if you didn't practice enough, you might not know, like, okay, if I move this angle, I think also like pad work. Sometimes, like if you're doing pad work, like 1, 2, 3, and then you slip, that helps out a lot. I think pad work, honestly, actually, pad work. What was the other thing you said? Drilling. Yeah, no, actually, no. I just answered your damn question. Yes, drilling. Yes, drilling head movement. I was thinking of shadow boxing. I'm sorry. I was thinking of shadow boxing. Yes, drilling head movement does actually help. I'm so sorry. That helps tremendously. That's what got my head movement on point. Because I would shadow box, and I think shadow boxing helped, but drilling helps a lot more because I tell my training partners when we're working on pad work, and specifically pad work. I'm talking about pad work. I tell my training partners if I don't dodge, like if I don't slip, still punch down the middle. So it's been a couple of times where like I'll throw a 1, 2, and then I wouldn't like slip far enough, and I would literally get hit in the face by the pads. So that taught me how to like slip just enough for the pad to fly past, so I can still continue doing the combination. I think that pad work helps, and shadow boxing too, visualization like we were just talking about. Next question. Study game, recognize imperfections, improve. Exactly. You need to study people, or just study the game in general. We're gonna talk about what game is. I'm about to teach you guys. I'm just letting more people come in, but the main topic of the day is what is game. What I'm about to tell you guys should be sold. Like you know how they say the game is to be sold, not told. I'm about to blow you guys' mind because no one tells anybody what's game. No one says it. Oh, like you, what they be saying? You need to get some game. What the hell is game, bro? You know, like no one has actually truly defined game, and I feel like I got the answer to it. Anyways, next question. Hey, love the work, brother. How many days a week you specifically wrestle? I like to train grappling 4 days a week. If I could get 5 days a week, perfect. Um, and then 2 days out of the week, I like to sit around. If so, okay, this is better for you, so you can kind of get the way I like to train. Let's say class is available 7 days a week. Okay, mandatory, mandatory. I want 4 days of the week of sparring. For me, this is for me. For me, you don't have to do this. Some people like to do 3 days. I think 3 days is enough. But if you compete, I think 4 days of sparring. I am the type where I like to do consecutive days. You don't have to do that, but that's my type. And then let's say the last 3 days, I like to come to class and just sit there. I like to do that. I like to sit there and watch styles, see what people are doing if I have time. I usually don't have a lot of time, but ideally, that's what I would like to do. So 4 of the days I would like to be training, and 3 of the days I would like to watch or like help people out. Just just be around and have jujitsu just flowing in my head. That's what I like. Next question. Let me see. In my experience, drilling is what gets the basic form of what I'm trying to do, and sparring is what cements the form. How do I, you might be right on that. You might be right. I just think any stand up martial art that you do requires drilling. I think drilling it. What am I trying to say? I feel like drilling definitely. No, I think drilling cements the form. I think drilling cements it. Like, because you kind of find out what you like in sparring. No, maybe. Well, drilling and sparring, we can't take them out because if you just drill all day, you don't know how to fight. You just look good. That's the whole problem with karate. Like you have these guys with beautiful forms, black belts with beautiful forms, but they can't fight for shit. If you spar all day, right, then you might lack technique. What is technique? Technique is repetition, doing the same thing over and over. Pattern recognition. You've done it so many times that you could properly do the correct thing on command. That's good technique. So, you need to be drilling for better technique to look prettier and move efficiently, and sparring to be able to do it under pressure. So I think we might be talking the same thing. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just, anyways, next question. Boy, I recognize you. Hate to be the dude that try you and don't. There was this one time I was driving, and this guy, I don't know why. I don't know why. He pulled up and he started me mugging me, and I was just like, okay, And he started yelling. He's like, you got a problem? And I told him, I literally said from my car, if you don't have a gun, you don't want to do this, right? He was like, I don't need a gun. I was like, good. So I said, when we get to this light, get out. So so when we got to the light, I jumped out my car, and martial artists, I think that's a telltale sign for martial artists. A lot of martial artists wear sandals. If you see someone always wearing sandals and they got like cauliflower ear or something, like, they legit. But anyways, I hopped out the car, and by the time I got to him, my shoes were off, right? And I don't know why, but like I guess they were working on the road and it was brand new. So as he walked around the car, like when I got out, he saw me kind of like springing on the road, and it felt like a jujitsu mat, and I was like, oh shit, and I kind of started and I started walking to him, and he was like, nah, I'm good. I said, bro, we are out, like, we are in mid traffic right now. We didn't stop all traffic, and you're talking about you're good, and he literally turned around and walked away, and I'm just like, all right, well, true story. Threw me off. Like I guess he must have saw that I was testing the ground. Like I literally like got out, and the ground was springy. Like they had just worked on the road, so it felt like a mat. Like I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'm about to fuck him up. And I was like, all right, let's go. He was like, nah, I'm good. Straight up, he was like, no, I'm good. He was like this black dude too. I've never seen a black guy get that smart. I thought he was just gonna be stupid. It was gonna be one of them hood videos, and he was just going, nah. He was like, nah, I'm good. He just turned around and walked off. I was like, all right. Yeah. Crazy stuff. Um, next comment. Someone said my latest vid, sparring is draining and great for cardio. Exercise during the spar, and imagining someone who can move and reacting is amazing in ways, if you understand. Yeah. I've been very discouraged lately. Found out I have 2 fractures on my L5 vertebrae and severe arthritis in my hip. I miss training so much, but I don't know what I can do. So for me, a lot of people have been asking, why have I not been at competitions lately? Some people think I'm just ducking the heavy competitions, but no, I have been having severe shoulder dislocation problems. Like I just recently dislocated my shoulder for the 4th time, and it takes literally like 3 to 6 months for me to build myself back up. But I think it's all mentality. I've been able to bounce back every time and get better. It's all mentality. I think you need to look into and research, like I've been doing, of how to strengthen your body up, because I feel like when you get injured, your body is telling you that, hey, I'm weak in this area. You need to strengthen me. So I've been finding out, definitely with the cable machine, for me, speaking for me, with the cable machine, of how to strengthen up my shoulder, and it's been very helpful. But my fourth dislocation. I know how I dislocated myself. My problem is now, at first, it used to be like when I would do this motion, my shoulder would dislocate. When I would do this motion, my shoulder would dislocate. And when I do this motion, my shoulder would dislocate. So now I've strengthened all of those motions. And now the last motion is this right here. So if I fall forward like this and I slip, my shoulder would dislocate. So now I have to train that or strengthen that part of my shoulder so it won't dislocate, and then I can go back into competing. That put me out of training too. So I think it's your mentality. Instead of feeling sorry for yourself, I think you should feel like, you know, something is trying to stop you from being great, and you're at war with whatever that entity is, and just strengthen your body up. If you can't, there's always another way. That's my mentality. There's always another way. Always. So just but it starts here. It starts with your mentality. So um that's the kind of the best I could tell you for that. I'm sorry to hear that though. Don't be discouraged. That's if you lose mentally, then everything else follows, and be very careful of what you say openly to yourself. Like, be kind to yourself. You get what I'm saying? Your body listens to your words. It reverberates throughout, in the I know maybe some of you guys are not religious, but they have scientifically proven that when you speak, like, your words go into the vibes. Your words move the ocean. They have scientifically said that that's real. Everything is in waves. So be careful of what you speak, about yourself. Let me see. Next question or next comment. Without drilling, it's like you're free balling it and you're only doing. Yeah, so true, so true. Let me say this again. Without drilling, it's like you're free balling it and you're only doing half of what you're trying to do. Drilling basically gives you the formula to the problem. It's I'm sorry, complicated way of explaining. I'm sorry. I ruined that. Someone said game is just an urban way to say knowledge. Let's talk about this. I think I got enough people now. Let's talk about game. Game. There's two types of game. Okay, and this is off the cuff. I don't have my notes, so we're gonna see if I actually know like what I'm talking about. So the name of the game is to play or get played. Let's start there. So if the game, let's put some personification on the game. If the game was a person and you offered your hand, you said, "Hey, what's your name?" It would tell you to play or get played, to control or be controlled. At all times, no matter what you do, the game is being played. And if you don't want to play the game, you're probably getting played. Okay? That's the name of the game. Okay? You need to understand that first. So when you walk outside, right, the game is always constantly being ran. It's all competition. All right? Someone's going to win and someone's going to lose, no matter what you do. That's life. It even goes down to when we were organisms, survival of the fittest. If we were like these little microbes, it was whoever could live the longest, the bacteria, to build. And now we're humans. The game is existing no matter where you go, whether you like it or not. Now, to have game, you say it's an urban way to say knowledge. It is the ability to lead with strategy and dominance, not your resources. Let's talk about this. It's the ability to lead any situation, win any situation with strategy and dominance. Now, when I figured this out, I had to ask myself, what is strategy and what is dominance? What does that mean? And not your resources. This right here even leads into relationships. If you go to a woman, and we're gonna briefly, I don't want this to be red pill dating stuff, or I'm one of those gurus. I can't stand that shit because they don't explain like they don't tell young men how to actually be men. But if you go to a woman and you try to lead with your resources, such as your money, she won't respect you. That's because you don't have game, which is you're not leading with strategy and dominance. So I have to ask myself, what is strategy and what is dominance? Strategy is calculated movement. Okay? So you need to be able that's why everything we was just talking about, how I told you guys, you need to study the game. Calculated movement. That's one. Dominance. What is that? It's psychology. It's psychology. That's what dominance actually means. It's psychology, basically. Applied psychology. Understanding how humans think, the behavior, or how something thinks, whatever you're dealing with, since usually we typically deal with humans, how humans think and how humans behave. If you could combine those two things, that's having game. So the game and having game is two different things. Okay? Your resources amplifies your game. So if you have resources, money, right? It amplifies your calculated movement. If you have resources, money, it amplifies the psychology of how you're perceived and how you get and what you get out of people. That's what your resources is supposed to be for. But you have a lot of guys who walk around and they try to lead with their resources without having good calculated movement and good applied psychology. That's why no one respects guys who have a bunch of money and they like, oh, he has no game. Your resources is supposed to be for you and it amplifies your game. Do we understand? So I guess you could say game is just an urban way to say knowledge. Game was popularized by African Americans, like me studying my culture, my heritage and stuff like that as an African American made me realize this. And I was like, yo, that's actually why I stopped. If you go through a lot of my live streams, you'll see that I start giving self-improvement, self-help and stuff like that. I'm big on mentality. When I coach people, I'm big on mentality. And I like to come up with good thinking systems thinking of how to improve your mentality. So one day I asked myself, what is game? And I couldn't answer that question. And I realized having game and the game is two different things. So next time, if you want to have game, right? And I could even tell you guys like how to have game with women and stuff. I could, but I don't, we'll talk about that another time if you guys want to talk about that. But the game applies in life. It applies in relationships. It applies in anything you want to do. The game is to play or get played. Having game is the ability to lead any situation with calculated movement, aka strategy, and applied psychology, which is dominance. All right. I'm so happy that I was able to just explain that without any mess ups. So well studied on it. Let me see what you guys have to say. So someone says, glad to see you going live. Love the content. Love watching your style of jiu-jitsu. Thank you. I'm trying to get better at my jiu-jitsu. I've been studying a lot lately. And that's the best I can say. I've been doing a lot of striking lately, though. I love striking. I love jiu-jitsu, too. Someone asked me which one was my favorite. I don't have a favorite. They both do it for me, man. I believe that I believe one thing that they say about jiu-jitsu guys is they say jiu-jitsu guys have no takedowns. Jiu-jitsu guys, just go learn how to strike. Go learn how to punch. We're going to talk about that in a second. We're going to talk about why I think it's better for jiu-jitsu guys to learn how to do striking instead. Because now I happily sit on my ass now. I do. Like, someone's like, stand up. Okay, let's put on some gloves. Let's do it. Oh, no? Okay. Let me sit on my butt for, if you want me to stand up and play your game of wrestling, okay, let's put some gloves on, because a lot of people, they try to bully jiu-jitsu guys into standing up because they're scared of jiu-jitsu guys' guard. But a lot of jiu-jitsu guys don't, like, if they knew how to strike, right, then they wouldn't feel so inferior to a lot of other stand-up martial arts, because they'll be like, okay, we'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, Thank you for such awesome response. I'm taking advice and running with it. Yes, of course, of course, of course. Next comment. Movement is life. Yes, it is. Movement is so key. That's the thing. Like the guy was just explaining, like, oh, I'm injured. What do I do? You have to keep moving. They usually say that when people, like old people, when like for example, I'm actually older than you guys think. I'm not in my 30s, but I'm much older than you guys think. I actually shock people when they find out how old I actually am. And I'm just like, that's a concept, like being, I don't know, I hate because the mentality, that's why I never tell people my age. The mentality of what you do is key, but movement is life. Someone just said that. They commented that. When you get if you look at old people who retire, they usually like die like 5 to 10 years after they retired when they could have lived another 20. It's because they stopped moving. When you keep working, you're moving. So if you're injured, when you stop moving, that's the crazy part. When you're injured, you just sit there and you're thinking, oh, I'm healing. No, you're not. Like you're just letting whatever, like if you I know I'm about to look really stupid, but if you got like, if you got injured like this, right? And you're like, okay, I need to stay right here and just let my body heal. Your body's gonna heal, but it's gonna heal like this. You need to work, get better, get stronger. It hurts, yes, and you're not supposed to be moving. You don't have to move as much, but constantly working itself out and letting it heal. Now you can, you've gotten stronger. Movement is life. Movement is life. Someone said, I would love to hear your perception on game and having game. And someone said, a lot of people will never know the special feeling you get when you head kick somebody. On God. On God. Oh, head kicks. Head kicks, head kicks. I'm going to answer your question, Gemini, in a second of my perception on game and having game. But head kicks. Oh, love it, love it, love it. Some people are asking me, how do you do head kicks or get more flexible with like kicking? And I would say I attribute that to me doing karate. I would say karate was the biggest perpetrator of why, is that the correct word? Perpetrator? Or the biggest influence, that's better, of why I'm able to kick high. And what we used to do a lot in karate that a lot of other martial arts don't do is they kick at the air a lot. In karate, you kick at the air a lot. Why is that significant? Well, in order to look pretty, you have to keep your leg in the air. So your stabilizer muscles are really strong. That's one. That's number one. Your stabilizer muscles get really strong, and then your body is used to it's always used to trying to expand itself, right? But if you're doing drills where you're kicking like a bag or something, right? Your body, before it could really like go to its full extension, it hits something. So karate guys kick the air a lot. So you don't have to necessarily go take karate, but what I'm saying is you need to do dynamic stretches, meaning you need to kick at the air a lot. Do a like I know some Muay Thai guys, they try to do like that means like I don't know how to explain it, but they would kick at the air during shadow boxing, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a lot of reps of kicking at the air. But anyways, stuff like that. That's number one. Number two is you need to make your legs like a noodle. Like you need to make your, not only is it flexibility, but it's strength. What I used to do at the time when I was doing karate, and I'm gonna get back to it. I have gotten much more flexible, but it's not as strong as it used to be. Is squats. Squats. It opens up your hips. Like a lot of strength training, especially squats, that's the best one, honestly. When the lower you go on squats, that means your body, when you kick, your body is literally just throwing your leg because it's used to much more heavier weight. It could withstand and hold its weight. So it's not just kicking at the air. and stretching. So it's not just dynamic stretches, which is kicking at the air, and it's not static stretches, which is practicing your splits, but it's also building up strength. So you could literally like throw your body at somebody. So when you see me doing question mark kicks on a lot of people, or I kick people really high, I'm literally just throwing my leg at them. And my body is strong enough because I could squat. I think my PR for squat, I stand at like 5'6" with no shoes on, 5'6", 5'7", and I'm like 145 pounds, but my PR for squats was 275 pounds, not kilos, pounds. But I think like, and I used to always stretch, static stretches. I practice my stretch, my splits. I'll do dynamic stretch. I'll do crescent kicks. Look it up if you don't know crescent kicks. I'll do crescent kicks in the air. I would do axe kicks in the air, and then did I say my squats? And then I'll do my squats. That's how you get more flexible. And then, keep practicing, doing what you regularly do. And yeah, there you go. You'll get flexible really quickly. Someone said I would love to hear perception on game. I think I said the game and having game. I said, but when people say you don't have game, like basically what they're saying is your strategy to do something is bad. That's all they're saying. And understanding why you're doing it, the psychology, because all psychology is just behavior. Understanding why you're doing it is very key. And when you understand, like, okay, if you watch Animal Planet, right? I used to love watching Animal Planet. I think I'm a sick human being. I used to like just eat, like watching lions and stuff. And it was just funny watching the lions fuck with the antelope. And then as the lions try to eat, then you see the hyenas and wild dogs come and stuff. Or the hyenas and wild dog get the antelope and then the lions come fuck with them. It's just really interesting, right? But you know that that's going to happen. They're animals, right? But a lot of us forget that we're animals too. So there is literally things that we do. That's why I call dominance applied psychology. When you start studying human behavior, you start recognizing certain things that people do, then you can get certain things out of people, and people become very predictable. So it's not just studying of what, like how you're going to do something, the calculated movement, the strategy, but it's also understanding the behavior of what someone's going to do to execute your strategy. So that's what having game means. But the game is player get played. That's what the game means. To player get played, to controller be controlled. And people don't understand that. And they try to think like, oh, like a lot of guys think like, oh, if I have money, then I'm going to get whatever I want. I mean, kind of. But, like as they always say, all money does is just show who you are. And if you lack strategy, if you lack applied psychology, understanding behavior and how to talk to people and how to move people, then of course the money's gonna show that you're lame. So that's what game and having game is. So now when you hear people say the game is to be sold, not told, I hope it now makes sense to you guys. Nobody explains what the game is. I don't know why. I do actually, because the name of the game, or the game is to be sold, not told. I do get it, but I've never seen no one define it. And I just gave it to you guys. So hopefully that really helps a lot of you guys out. There's probably some young kid right now. Like, for example, I know like the biggest way for some of the guys to understand is like getting girls, right? I remember I ran across PUA's pickup artistry, right? And pickup artistry is basically the art of the cold approach. You see a pretty girl, you walk up to her, and you talk to her. And if you study pickup artistry, they actually, because I actually tried it on the time that I was away, I actually studied all this stuff and tried it. They predictably, like animals, react a certain way. That's because you have a strategy of what you're going to say, and you have applied psychology. You know how they're going to behave and how they're going to react to the thing. Okay? So that's the same thing, not just with relationships, that's with jiu-jitsu. I do the same thing with jiu-jitsu. I know if I do this, someone's going to do that, and I'm going to do this. I know if I show this, they're going to defend that, and then I do this. It's the same thing. The game is everywhere. Having game too. It's all everywhere, you know? So, and you're, like I said, resources is supposed to be for yourself. We could actually go into that. I think, like, let me see. There's like, I've broken it down to 5 things that you need to have to be a complete, because I've been really interested lately in, I feel the idea of being a good man is not really structured and it's not really broken down. This is like, I feel like I'm going totally off script and off topic, but whatever. This is good for whoever is actually listening. So you have your strategy, right? You have your applied psychology or psychology, and then you have self expression. I think that's another thing that men are not really being taught how to use. I think, by the way, if you're a woman, we have any ladies in here, you can use the same thing I'm talking about. This literally is genderless, but I'm a man, so I'm speaking for the men. So you have self expression, and then you have your resources and your spiritual grounding. I'm gonna say it again. You have your strategy. You have to be good with your strategy. That's your systems thinking. That's knowing how to deal with the competition. It's basically planning and execution. That's all it is. And then you have your psychology, how to deal with relationships, not just getting women, but how to talk to people. If you learn the like 13 stages of communication, which is the first 3 off the top of my head, I believe it's listening skills, empathy, and rapport. When you like learn, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, that's your psychology, knowing how to deal with people, talk to people, deal with relationships, self-expression. I feel like I'm a great example of that. You always see, I like to dress the way I am. I'm very eccentric. Some people think I'm gay, some people think I'm zesty, but I like colorful things. I don't give a damn. Then you have your resources, resource allocation, getting that money, and then you have your spiritual grounding. That's, you don't have to like get good with God. I think you should, if it's good for you. But organizing your surrounding, like, look around, is everything messy around you? You get what I'm saying? That messes with how you think. So we'll talk about that another time. But I'm big on self improvement. I'm big on self improvement, mastery. I'm big on that. I'm so huge on that, and that's something I want a lot of my content to talk about. So let me see what you guys have to say. Let me see what you guys. You said the fact you came back to my question means you have high intelligence, and explaining it means you like to give good and potent advice. Oh my gosh. I feel like they say that, this is what they say. I don't know how true it is. I'm not here to argue with you guys about what you believe in. But they say God knew you before you existed, right? And that means you had like a certain essence about you. I believe my essence is, I like to go to complicated things and I like to make it simple. A lot of people tell me that. They say you make things that's really complicated simple. And it's not because I would say, I mean, I could say I'm smart, but inherently, I like to say I'm dumb. I like to say I'm a dumb person that wants to be smart, you know? So when I see something that's complicated, I'm like, okay, I don't know what that means. So I'm going to study about that. And once I can break it down, then whoever is like me, I'm just going to explain it simply. That's how I feel. I'm like, no, forget that. You're like, that's complicated. Let's make it simple. So that's my personality. I like to make complicated things simple. When I heard about Occam's razor, if no one knows what Occam's razor is, I think it's the best. You just look it up. It's OCCAM, Occam's razor. I think I spelled it right, but basically, like, the best explanation is the simple explanation. I butchered that, but I love Occam's razor. So, what else? All right. Let me see. What's the next thing I want to talk about? Self-defense. I want to talk about self-defense. We're coming up to the hour, and there was one more thing I want to talk about. There was this video online. I guess this woman was having like an open house. I don't know the backstory behind it, but she had a follower who liked her and he appeared at her doorstep. And it was a really creepy video. Very, very creepy. But I want to talk about, if you are a lady, and there was also another video as well. There was another video I seen on Instagram of a jiu-jitsu guy who was basically, he was calm. He was getting smacked in the face by this other guy, and the guy who was smacking him in the face got DQ'd. So the guy was pissed off because he got DQ'd, and he walks off the mat. And then the guy who won chased after him because he wanted a handshake. Why am I bringing, like, where do these relate? Like, how do these correlate? You need to know how to de-escalate a situation. That's what I'm talking about. The lady, for example, let's start with her. You're having an open house, and this weird, creepy dude pops up. And in the video, she was yelling at this guy. And I'm just thinking in my mind, you're by yourself. You are by yourself. If this guy snaps, because he seemed, he was weird looking, but he looked strong enough to kind of take advantage of her. Girl, if you don't close that door, record him, close the door kindly, call the police. Why are you arguing with a guy who's in your DMs that is attracted to you sexually? Why are you arguing with him? Ladies, I don't care what girl power or whatever is telling you guys online. An average frustrated man that's coming at you and you have no skills, even if you have skills, is a menace to deal with. I want you guys to put this in perspective. When they used to go to war, they used to grab the average man like him and make him go to war to get what they wanted. Those guys are dangerous, okay? You don't want that type of guy motivated to assault you. Even with the jiu-jitsu guy. Like, I'm like, why? I messaged him. I was like, I don't understand. Like, why are you trying to do, I don't agree with you trying to get a handshake out of this guy. And he's like, maybe I want the smoke. I'm like, learn how to de-escalate a situation. I think one big thing about self-defense is the best self-defense is not even having to defend yourself. That's the best way I could say it. The best self-defense is not having to defend yourself. If somebody is trying to harm you and you see it coming a mile away and you could sidestep it, that's the best self-defense right there. I know with all these self-defense, they teach nut shots and gouging of the eyes, but all you're going to do is piss them off. So I just think that's how I feel. I feel like you got to be careful. With that lady, be careful. Be careful. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Don't yell at this man. Call the police. He said, and that can take years to learn. Exactly. Learning how to actually do good self-defense. You really, no amount of drilling is going to prepare you for a real fight. Like, just drilling. I'm talking about just drilling, which is like the Krav Magas, even like the karates that teach all these any self-defense technique, wushu, is good, but it's not going to save you. Ghost of Yoshimitsu was good, my man. It has been a minute. I'm sorry. It has been a minute. You got any questions? Because it's almost an hour, and I wanted to try this new automation thing on YouTube. And I think it edits my videos really well. So I wanted to try it. So I was like, let me go on live. Let me express some free game to everybody. And yeah. With my chapped lips. I forgot to put on my, what is it called? Carmex. Forgot to put on my Carmex. Now my lips are chapped. You thought I was done with lives? No. The best thing I could tell you guys, but I kind of want to now start getting on live. I keep saying this every single time, but usually with me, when I disappear, I'm studying. That's the best thing I can tell you. If you ever see me disappear and I stop doing something, that means something caught my attention and I'm studying it. That's how I am. I've been like that all my life since I was a child. If something catches my attention, everything I just kick everything to the side and I'm studying that particular thing. So that's kind of where I was at. But I just let me tell you guys what's going on that I'm kind of doing. I don't even know why I be giving the game away for free, but people never listen to me, so whatever. They don't listen to me in terms of putting it into effect. But basically, there's this app where you can take your long form videos and it helps you post more content. I want to try that. So I was like, all right, I want to go on live. Let me talk to my boys, my people. And it's been a while, like you said, it's been a while, but um, here I am, and I'll try to go live every day. But the app costs money. That's why I said I want to make. I don't want to make these. Make sure I don't want the live streams to be too long. That's why I was like, yeah. Let me continue. You're very intellectual, but there's not me. Just be careful who you speak to and give the game to. Yeah, no, it's true. But the funny thing about today, in today's society, is there's so much information that's being thrown out there that people don't have the capacity to actually sit and listen. You would be shocked how many times I have told people exactly how to do X, Y, and Z, and they challenge me, even though they asked me for the advice. I've realized a lot of people don't listen. A lot of people. I was studying for applied psychology. Let's talk about applied psychology. I found out that there's 13 stages of communication. The number one thing when you learn of how to be an effective communicator, the number one lesson you learn first is listening skills. Okay? And then the second is empathy. The third is rapport building. I think the fourth is charm, captivation, and then the sixth is charisma. I might have said those wrong. But anyways, let's talk about the listening skills right quick. With the listening skills, have you ever seen like when women are like they do it online all the time. They complain about how when they're telling their man something, he tries to give them advice. Women hate that. And they don't explain what that is. Well, and then they say men don't have emotional intelligence. Well, I found out what they're looking for is emotional validation. That's actually the word they're looking for. Okay. And what that means is they want you to affirm their emotional experience. They want you to acknowledge it. They don't want you to fix it. If they want you to fix it, they'll ask you. They want you to acknowledge what they're going through, which requires number two, empathy. Empathy is the ability the ability to put yourself in that person's shoes and understand where they're coming from and feel what they're coming from, right? Now, why am I explaining this? Well, because a lot of people don't want advice. They just want you to acknowledge their emotional experience. That's what people want. So when I tell people the game, they really don't want, they don't want to know that you have to work hard. they just want to know, like, if I'm around you, does your juices rub off on me? I mean, it kind of does. Maybe the way I think, how I talk, maybe, but they just want you to acknowledge their emotional experience of being around you or you being around them. They want to be seen. That's the best way I could simply explain it. Some people just want to be seen. They don't want advice. They just want to be seen. Some women just want to listen. Yep. That's the word though. They want emotional validation. That's what they want. Which is you affirming their emotional experience. people don't get like emotions is like I always another word for emotion is fantasy. I hope that helps some of you guys. Fantasy, okay? The fantasy of something, you know? So when I say affirm, acknowledge their emotional experience, they're recounting something which is a fantasy because we all see reality different, but that's their reality, right? See, so to the way I see my reality to you is a fantasy, but the way your reality is going to me is a fantasy. You see how that works? So they want you to affirm and acknowledge their, instead of fantasy, because it's real, their emotional experience, okay? And a lot of people are like that. They don't want advice. They don't want solutions. They want to be seen. They want to be heard. All right? So, let me see. Most women I met, including my wife, yeah, man. Yeah, man. So when next time if your girl is talking to you and she's telling you about her day or something and she's having a problem, you know, just and I found out a technique to do it is so if your girl says, "Yeah, I don't like this person," you basically give back what they just said to you. Oh, I understand. Like, yeah, what don't you like about her? She makes me feel icky, right? You're like, yeah, so you don't like her. You just repeated what she told you in a different way, and that affirms her emotional experience, which allows her to keep. Oh, it's like the best way I can say it is I thought I had my rope. Like imagine like a knot. Some people want to untie the knot themselves. They don't want you helping them untie the knot, you know? So, yeah. That's it. I be yapping, bro. I be yapping. Oh my gosh. I'm not always like sage like. You need to see me train. I'm very annoying. Not annoying, but I'm not annoying. I'm actually one of the best training partners to train with, but like I'm goofy. Or there's the best way to explain myself is absurdity. Absurdity. I love in art, there's an art movement called absurdism. Basically like just you have to look it up. I haven't really studied enough, but that's me. Like absurdity. I love that word. I love that art movement. I love that word. But I think I am over time. Oh yeah, we spoke on it. Yeah, you see, be careful though. Thank you, Ghost. I do repeat myself. That's why I usually have a script. I don't have my script today. This whole hour, this whole hour was me off the cuff. Like I did pretty good, but yeah, I have actually I said everything I wanted to say. That's the live stream that I wanted to do. You guys could go ahead if you guys have any questions within these 2 minutes. Go ahead, and I'm gonna put this live stream through the automation. Well, I'll also have to do the chapters and stuff, but yeah, let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna try to go live tomorrow. Don't ask the time. I've learned this. Let me explain this because I think Ghost knows. I've learned that if I give myself homework, I'm not gonna do it. So if I say, "Yeah, I'm gonna go live around this time," I'm probably not gonna do it. I probably might come live like an hour later, you know, like or an hour before. So don't. I'm gonna go live tomorrow. Okay, that's the best I can promise you. What time? I don't know, but just go look. If you see that the live happened already, just I'll catch you the next day after that. Just know. I can't give myself homework. But I think I usually do better when I go live at night. So you could that I do know for sure. I do know it won't be like in the morning because I'm training in the morning. It will be at night. So yeah. Anyways, any other questions? Any other questions? Such a good video. Oh, the whole video. I think this was like a really good stream. It was a really good stream, and I improvised this entire stream. That's how you know when someone knows something without like any scripts. If they could just tell it to you, that's how you know they know what they're talking about. Also, how did you get your mental to where it is now? I asked the same question, just asking because finally I'm not feeling as if everyone is dumb. Oh yeah, yeah. Ooh, I think so. What happened to me was from, I would say, up to graduation of high school. I always lost. I like I know to a lot of people I look like very untouchable, but I lost all the time. Whether it's in relationships, competition. Well, I mean, I was good in chess growing up. I always was good in chess growing up. And I was really good at video games growing up. But I thought that that was just games, right? But it wasn't until I got into martial arts and I started like all those years of playing games, and martial arts is a very individual sport. I started realizing, like, wait, if I know more than you, I beat you, right? It went, so you see this. I want y'all to see this. It started off on the chessboard, right? If I know more than you on this chessboard, I beat you. But that's just the chessboard. I always thought that. And then in life, I just lost. I was like, maybe I'm just, unlucky or whatever. Maybe I just suck at life. But when I get on the video game, I was untouchable, right? I used to be really good at video games. I would play video games all day. I'd beat like a video game in a day, But that's the video game. But when I started doing martial arts, suddenly the stuff I used to do on the video games started happening in real life. And I was like, wait. So if I know more than you at anything, I could do what I want to do. And what affirmed it for me was when I started doing jiu-jitsu and I started going against the giants, because I believed that I could beat the giants, And I started beating giant dudes. I'm like, what? I would be like 142 and I'd go against a guy that's 300 pounds. There's a video on here. It's a video of me doing it. Beat a guy that's 300 pounds. So I think it didn't happen overnight, but if you understand and you learn yourself and you be patient with yourself and you read like self-help books and stuff like that. Like I think Robert Greene's Mastery is perfect, but it's better when you talk. Like I think, I'm not saying like I'm better than what Robert Greene is talking about in that book because I still read it, but like when you talk to other people and you surround yourself with people who are positive thinkers, you start learning your own inner originality, and then you start cultivating it. See, I have a really big belief that we all could win. I know it sounds kind of like I sound like a communist, but I believe that not a communist, that's crazy, but like you get what I mean. It's kind of like a communist thinking. But like when I go in training, if I could get this person to be better, right? If I could raise his skill level, I get better. I learned that too. So, the mentality, I'm still building the mentality, but where I'm at, if I could get you there too, then there's going to be something that's original in you that's going to help me get better, So we all win, But it took a while. It took a while. I don't think I answered your question, but, hopefully you got something out of there. I be yapping. Or say his play style is my favorite. Yeah. Uh, uh, I I was always a tactician in chess. I just recently started studying like the actual greats, but I was always a tactician in chess. What's the most amount of training sessions of jiu-jitsu you do per week? I think I answered this earlier, but I'll give it to you again. Or I say it earlier, but I'll give it to you. Typically about 4 times sparring, 4 times. Whether we achieve it or not is another thing. True. Someone said we all have potential to achieve greatness. Whether we achieve it or not is another thing. That's real talk. Real talk. Do you like to strike, bro, or just jiu-jitsu? I do both. I like both. I think. Oh, that's what I was gonna talk about earlier. Yeah, that's what I was gonna talk about earlier. Y'all keeping me in these lives. um, of why I think. So I think jiu-jitsu is a stand-up martial art. I do. I keep telling people this, and they're like, "No, it's not. It's a grappling martial art." I'm like, "You start off standing. You do. You start off standing." So I believe, and once my shoulder heals, I'm gonna prove it. I'm not the type of person where I just talk. I go do it. But I believe jujitsu guys, we're nerdy enough to become really good strikers. We have been duped into believing that we should be studying judo, we should be studying wrestling, we should be studying striking. We should. Because if you could submit someone on the feet, meaning you could beat their ass, you don't have to take them down. They're going to take themselves down. They're going to try to take you down. And now your jiu-jitsu comes into play. That's why I like both. I feel like it's all one. It's not like yeah, I practice Muay Thai. Yes, I practice boxing. Yes, I do jiu-jitsu. But to me, it's all one style. To me personally, it's all one style. I've just recently started. I haven't shown the video yet, but I've recently started putting incorporating my karate and my Muay Thai. I started side kicking people, and people don't know what to do. It shocked me. Karate fits incredibly well in Muay Thai. I throw a kick, I miss, I side kick. So I think they're all one style to me. The striking and jiu-jitsu, it's all one style. Because recently the game plan I've been working on is, now that I have gotten really comfortable with striking, I want my game off of my back to be like very severe. I want to be able to attack you, and if you take me down, like that's the worst place you want to go. Like that's kind of how I want to do it. So that's the way I see it. So don't if you want to do what I'm talking about, don't look at it as what's better. It's all one thing. If you could beat their ass and you're really comfortable standing up and they take you to the ground, you want to make sure your jujitsu is the worst. It's like that's the last thing they want to deal with. So I like them both. To answer your question, I like them both. I love them both. And I'm trying to get my striking to catch up. I'm trying my best to get my striking to catch up with my jujitsu. I'm happy. There's a lot of striking highlights I have now. You guys can actually go now and see me do jujitsu and striking now, so I'm proud of that. I've improved a lot, but there's still a lot more that I need to do. There's still a lot more. All right, another question. Another question. Another question. Do you have a favorite combo? Not a combo, but I have a favorite thing. Like if someone, I like to read people's combos. So when I first start attacking someone, or we first engage, I like to. I've gotten to the level now where I analyze what they're doing. I'm like, okay, what is his favorite punch he's throwing? Is he throwing a hook? Okay. Can I'm still practicing on like rolling under hooks, but I'm getting better at that. But I'm like, okay, is he throwing a hook? Is he throwing a jab? Is he throwing a straight? At first, the first skill that I got was being able to, because I stand southpaw. So the first skill that I got was being able to slip the straight, and then I'll uppercut people. My uppercuts is deadly. But maybe that's my favorite combo. I like a slip uppercut, but that's not a combo. That's a counterattack. And then I learned the jab, and then I started learning how. I'm right now learning how to roll under people's hooks. So that's my favorite thing to do. I like to analyze what they're doing. Right when we start, I'm analyzing. What are you throwing? And maybe like let's say for example, if someone's throwing the jab, right? I see they're throwing the jab. Okay, well, I'm gonna try to neutralize your jab, and because I'm standing southpaw, I like to like touch their jab just to counter that jab. Or let's say they like to dip over, they like to slip, then come with a punch. I'm gonna kick. I'm gonna kick at that direction that you're slipping at. Or let's say some people do like a like they make noise before they punch. So I'll just wait, and the moment I see, then I punch you. Like that's the kind of like style I've been kind of developing lately, where like it's very analytical. I want to see what they're doing, and then I want to counter that. So that's not a combo, but that's something I like to do. If you gotta go, by all means. No, not yet. I like to answer questions, but oh, he said if you gotta go, by all means, let's not keep you. We'll catch you next live. You're gonna live. Yeah. Not a set time. I'll be live at night though. I'll be live at night. I know that for sure because I'm done training by the end of the day, so I will be live. Do you ever train gi? I started with gi, but I think it's smart doing both. Also, will you ever attend IBJJF, Nogi Worlds? Um, yeah, I wanted to do Nogi Worlds. I dislocated my shoulder right before Worlds. That's why I didn't do it this year, or no, last year. It was last year. And then I don't do gi. I started off with gi. I made it to blue belt as gi. If you want to do both, that's fine. If you want to do MMA, you should be learning striking with your jiu-jitsu. But yeah, I do want to do IBJJF though. I don't think they'll let me come in the Spider-Man suit though. I don't think they'll let me do that. They are so strict. I don't think they're gonna let me win in a Spider-Man suit. Do you play Brawl Stars? I don't have time to play video games, unfortunately. I It's sad. I wish video games was on the phone. Like all these big games, I thought they would have that technology by now, but they don't. Like I would play if I could, I would play video games on my phone. I'm moving all day. So if I had time, like I could be playing video games right now actually, but I think instead I want to start going live. Now what could be cool is over time if the live gets pretty big, then I could probably play video games on live and you guys get to watch me do that. That'd be dope. But yeah, I want to. If I do play video games, to answer your question, it'll probably be on live. That's what I want to do. Any of that, I want to build it up doing streaming. So we'll start off here, and then we'll graduate. That's kind of how that's gonna happen. Oh yeah, I was cold with Apex. Apex. I don't know how Apex is now, but that was my shit. Yeah, you said IBJJF is strict as hell. I just got my brown belt and I'm 20. Fuck yeah. The competition out there is crazy. What's your perspective on getting better than those levels above you? Um, Roblox? Nah, I'm not. My little brother plays Roblox. My perspective, studying. I think I said it. I briefly said before you got here. I'm gonna answer like two or three more questions. And I'm gonna hop off, but I said, what did I say? I want to. There's like more a nuance I can say. There's an old saying that when two samurais of equal skill come together, you wanna know what it comes down to? Who has the stronger sword? So I believe that if you are going against people who's of the same skill level of you, it's gonna come down to who has the better cardio. That's number one. Um, if you can, though, I think you should study more. Jiu-jitsu is a thinking man's martial art. It's a thinking man's martial art. Yes, if you can get strong, like you need your strength. I don't care what no one says. You need your strength. I think cardio is much more important, but you need your strength, and then the knowledge, being able to know more and have seen the position that you're in and having an answer for that position. I think that is key. I think that's what it comes down to. Knowing more, and if you guys have the same equal amount, having better cardio. Not strength, I think it's cardio. Because I have beaten too many people way stronger than me because I had better cardio. Also, hope your shoulder gets better soon. Speedy recovery. I'll be fine. I just don't trust myself. I don't want to be at a competition and my shoulder dislocates. That's the problem. Then I have this idiot talking about, yeah, I dislocated your shoulder. I'm like, no, I fell. So I got to strengthen my shoulder. I got one more direction, which is this. Like, if I fall this way, it'll dislocate. So I just need to strengthen that direction because I've gotten all the other directions correct. So I've tested it. I know that sounds scary. Yeah, I tested it. Like I tried to dislocate my shoulder. So I've tested these, but I know this right here, yeah, I gotta strengthen that. And then I'll be back. What's your favorite takedown for self-defense? I wouldn't take nobody down for self-defense. Not for self-defense. Don't take no one down. The ground is the worst place you want to be for self-defense. The worst place. Don't go on the ground for self-defense. Thoughts on Epsom salt bath? Those are solid. I don't use them, but those are solid. I use the sauna a lot. A lot. I love the sauna. My mom's friend was a crazy martial artist. He once told me he was a candy he wore a candy cane belt. Wait, what? And my homies thought he was a candy cane belt. Wait, woo! I'm sorry. I don't know what. So hell, uh, yeah, it's discipline. No, if you read the War on Art, you will like resistance. It's normal to make excuses. Like trust me, I think that's a human nature thing. I think we all make excuses. Like I didn't want to go on live, but I was like, stop being a bitch, Smitty. Get on live and entertain the motherfuckers. Like this is my last season rank grinding for a while. About to hit Diamond 3 Masters. Man, I want to at least get past D4. Bruh, I ain't played Apex in forever, but I was Gibraltar with the shield. Gibraltar's ass, but like I said, I like grabbing the most hard things to do. I make life hard for myself. I'm 60 kg and I can wrestle a little bit, but I always lose to my friends who are 70 kg, but they're way unskilled. What can I do? You must be either weaker or they're not unskilled like you think they are, or maybe your strategy of how you do things is all off. Because some people, if they have better, um, some people, the word is cunning. I think that's me. Like, there's who did I beat one time that was way better than me? There's this one guy. I forgot. He was way better. I'm talking. He was way better than me. But it just, I think during the you can't see it, but during the exchange between me and him, I knew that if it went to a certain, like if he sat on his ass, he was probably gonna leg lock me. He didn't know he was better than me, but whatever. But anyways, so we were in a clinch, right? And I just basically said something to him, and I literally like seen a reaction on his face, and then I pulled him into a triangle. So you know, like I think maybe for you, like you're not you're probably like a straightforward type of person, and maybe your friends is more cunning, like they know you're better but they know how to work around you, so they have better skills. Like their psychology of how to deal with you is better than your strategy of how to deal with them, you know. So that's probably what's going on with you. Someone said, but then someone says practice more, brother, take it slow and learn the movement. That works too, but you know, Smitty being Smitty. Hey, homie, been a fan for a while, but the thing you were saying about being a lover and losing and learning really resonates with me. Yeah, man. I don't. I'm probably the realest person, and I know this sounds cocky, but I say it with all my heart. I'm probably the realest person y'all come across. Like I am so authentic. I know that sounds cocky, but I say that like genuinely from the heart, bro. I lost before I won. I actually lost way more than I won. But that's why when people try to say be humble, I'm like, oh, I was humble, and I was the guy on the sidelines watching everybody else, like the winners, celebrate. Like I was on the losing side, you know. So I'm humble, but it's just my turn. So, uh, you know, yeah, you gonna lose a lot before you win, and that's fine. Instead of losing, it's lessons that people say. But if I say that, some people might not understand that. No, I lost badly, a lot, you know, and at relationships, love, life, a couple of times. But you know, and it was either, do or die. So I changed my mindset and was like, nah, we about to, like, I'm not gonna go out like this. I feel like I'm better than this. I feel like you gotta really, like, you gotta think you're the shit. I think that's gonna be my parting words for you guys. I'm gonna read some more stuff, but I want you guys to go to bed like I'm the shit. You need to start telling yourself that I'm the shit, even if you ain't the shit. Eventually, if you walk like the shit, you gonna be shit. So, let me see. Do you have a nickname in the gym? People call me Spidey. They call me Spidey. My gym nickname is Spidey. Like, that's what it is. It's just Spidey. They call me Spidey. Black belt with red stripes. It's only for Gracies. That's not a competition belt. If you ask me, no. Yeah, that's true. You can shit talk yourself into a lot. I'm telling you, man. You can. I always tell girls. I always tell every girl, like, if a girl lets me, I could convince her that we could take over the world. Even with you guys, if y'all talk to me enough, I can convince you guys that we could take over the world, and we might get close to doing it, and we actually might do it. I can convince anyone to take over the world. It starts with the mental and what you tell. Skills allow you to be cunning. Real talk. Love your vids, bro. Wish I had time and cash to train and upload vids. How you doing? Oh, it's hard. It's hard. Being a little, I know I make it look easy. Being a little social media influencer, that's hard. I know some social media influencers say that it's harder than a 9 to 5 job. It is, but at the same time, it isn't. It is, but it isn't. It's weird. Like, it's hard because you are your own boss and you have to do your own stuff and but it's very invalidating to the people who actually do a 9 to 5 job. You get what I'm saying? So it's equal. I don't know. It's hard though. It's annoying actually because you gotta do a lot of this stuff for free. You know. But also, honestly, I'll be real with you. You have to love it. That's the difference. You don't have to love your 9 to 5 job to get money. You gotta love this though. That's why for the first 4 or 5 years, I wasn't like, of me, no, has it been that long? Has it been 5 years? Whatever. Like, the majority of the social media time that you've seen me, I have not been getting paid. I mean, I'm getting paid now, from the views and comments and engagement from my fans, but like what you think, nah, it wasn't happening. But I love it. I love engaging with people. That's something I like to do. Like, I should have been asleep. I should have got off, but you guys started asking questions and started talking, and here I am talking. You get what I'm saying? I love engaging with people. So if you are just in this shit for money, bro, you are in the wrong space. Go get a 9 to 5. That there we go. If you're in social media just for the money, you would do better and you would get more money in a 9 to 5 job. You have to love this shit. That's the best way I can say it. Let me see. Someone said triangles are hard. I transition to apply from there. Triangles are actually easy. Whoever is teaching you is not teaching you good. Triangles are easy, actually, though. They're easy. I think I have videos of me explaining how to do a triangle. Someone said that was my mantra in high school. It works. I'm the shit. Yeah. You better walk like you the shit. There's this old I was reading this book where there was a guy, he came to a samurai master and he was challenged by another guy to a duel, right? But this guy he never wielded a sword. So he was asking this teacher, "Hey teacher, can you help me? And can you teach me in like 3 days? In 3 days or 2 days. It was something like that. 3 or 2 days. Can you teach me how to cut or like fight with a samurai sword?" So the teacher was like, he's like, okay, I got you. Let's try to let me see what you got. This dude could not swing the sword. Like he was terrible at it, right? So after a couple of hours, the teacher got, irritated, and he asked the guy. He said, "Okay, just make me some tea." So the guy takes off his coat because he makes tea. That's his job. He makes tea, right? So he takes off his coat, and then he serves like tea a certain way. I guess in Japan they have to serve tea like, I don't know. I don't know the culture yet. I've been studying the culture, but he basically served the teacher the tea in a masterful way. And when the teacher saw that, he said, "Yo," he said, "when you go to the duel the next day, act like you're serving your opponent some tea and you will win." So he was like, all right. So when he got to the duel, right, the tea guy pretended like he started taking off his coat and started preparing his sword as if he was serving tea. And then the guy was like, actually, no, I don't want to fight you. I thought you wasn't a master. I guess you are a master. I don't want to die. I'm sorry. And ran away. If you walk like you the shit, people go treat you like you the shit. That was one of my favorite stories. I butchered the explanation, but I hope y'all get that. Was crazy, and it's so true. I've done that many times. I've done that many times before. If you watch me compete, I have a straight face. I probably would be shitting. But if you walk like you the shit, you gonna be the shit, like. So yeah. I make myself laugh. I'm so funny. I'm so goofy. How do I get my footwork better and open my hips? For what? Because that's a broad question. Thank you for the $5. Thank you for the $5. That's a broad question. Oh yeah, I want to be like a ghost. I want to be like a. I want my live streams to be out, like big on self improvement. Not like, okay, so I'm not this all knowing dude, but I study a lot for self improvement, and I just want to give it back to you guys. Like that's the culture I want to develop. Like just self improvement. I want when we're all together, we talking, we kicking shit, we having fun, but the total idea around us is trying to improve, trying to get better. You get what I'm saying? Like that's the idea I want. Big Goose, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me see what else. I have to check. I used to have to check out your triangle videos. Man, you know what? I need to make a playlist. I just recently got a drone. Uh, so I just recently got a drone, and I think now what I'll be able to do is use the drone to record some of my videos of me doing like instructionals. So I'll get back to you. Maybe I'll try to get back to you with the triangle videos. I want to do some demonstration, like because a lot of people ask me, "Oh, do you have instructionals and stuff like that?" Maybe one day I'll have like an official instructional, but I do want to make like videos of me explaining certain things or explaining the way I see jujitsu. Because I think jujitsu is not hard. It's just the way people are teaching it is terrible. But thank you for the $5. Uh, I think you guys in the States call it a coral belt. I don't know anything about them belts, like them coral belts. That's why I've been ignoring that. I'm so sorry. Poker face, you mean? Yeah, the poker face, but like not just a poker face, but like poker actions. You get what I'm saying? Like not just like having a poker face, because you can have a poker face and be sweating like, but like you carry yourself, the act of carrying yourself, like whatever you're trying to get, it takes time, but eventually you're gonna get what you're doing. Okay. Let me see. My bad. I'm reading you guys' comments. Why you bald? Oh, I got alopecia. I have alopecia. People been at, and also I think it's cool. I've always, you know what's funny? I always hated hair. Like I actually have like usually I have natural long hair, but my I always wanted to be bald, and then I started having like it was a like last year or maybe the year before that, like I was stressing heavy, and I think that finally caught up to me, so I started having alopecia. It actually, you can't see it, it grew back since I've been bald, but um so when I seen that, I was like, perfect. It's there though. If you go watch some of my videos when I have hair, like, just go do it. Go look at some of the videos. You'll see like patches in my hair. I was like, you know what? This is a perfect time. I'm gonna go bald. Perfect. I always want to be bald. I like the look. So yeah. So that's why. I always want to be bald, but alopecia gave me the best excuse to go bald. Of course, none of us know everything there is, but we all have useful things. Yeah, we can make each other better. We can make each other better, and that's all I care about. I want to be better. Can we please talk about professional fighters can't escape arm bars? I have little jiu-jitsu experience, but a lot of wrestling and judo, and I just don't understand it. Oh, arm bars require joint locks. That's what that is. Joint locks require drilling. Joint lock escape, that requires drilling. They don't drill it. And there's not a lot of information out there of how to get out of these positions. I know how to get out of it. There's actually a video of a guy. He did a flying armbar on me. He caught me completely off guard, and he had me in a full extended armbar, and I got out of it. Little did he know, I had been recently. I wanted to armbar him. It's so funny. I wanted to armbar him, and I was studying armbar escapes, and I was drilling it so I could understand how he would try to escape, and he ended up catching me in that damn position. So you have to drill joint locks. That's with heel hooks. That's with arm bars. That's with kimuras. Any joint lock submission, you need to drill it. So the reason why professionals don't know how to get out of it is because they don't drill the escapes. They don't study the escapes, and that's the problem. That's the problem. I love seeing comments from viewers to know that know some stuff. Yeah, I have a vicarious appetite for knowledge and wisdom. I'm the same way, dog. I'm. It's gonna be one day I won't be able to get to all your comments, but I'm getting there. We going. When are you in the UFC? I don't know. What I wanted to do this year was I wanted to compete jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, and MMA, but that might happen like in June or something because I'm still healing. But I think I could compete in Muay Thai right now, though. I think I could compete in Muay Thai, but I want I've just been having fun training. That's the best I could say. I think I'll get there. I think I'll get there. I honestly do. I've been speaking at that to myself a lot lately. I think I'll be somewhere on TV, professional, and then like one of my biggest dreams that I kind of want to do is I want to like after like an MMA fight or something, like a big fight on TV or something, I jump on like live or something, and y'all get to, and I get, or maybe like after a fight or something, if my team lets me, like I jump on live and we talk, and you see all the bruises and shit, and I tell you my immediate reaction of what stuff like that. Cause I'm like you guys, I'm a fan as well that like that wants to be there, but I have the skills to go there, so that's kind of what it is. So I don't know when I'll be in the UFC, but I feel like I see myself going there though. How do you start practicing martial arts, and how long has this been? I started. It's been a while. I started martial arts late though. A lot. That's the crazy part. I started martial arts late. I started when I was like 20, 21. Like I started late. I started martial arts late. I shave my head too. It saves money. Yeah, it does. Like I get to shave my head, and then like every time I wake up in the morning, go to the gym, shave my head, bro. And there be some cute honeys in the gym too early in the morning. They be cute, fine, and then I get to walk up to them and talk to them. I be looking clean too at all times. I ain't gotta wait 2 weeks. I'm clean. I hate having hair too. Yeah, my girl likes me with a beard though. I feel it, man. You can't beat what the honey. You can't beat what the baby want. If your girl likes it, man, do it for her. But I feel it. I feel it. I don't like having hair. I cut all that. Forget that. You put the leg closest to your head over your head all the time. Wait. You just put the leg closest to your head over your hand. Are you talking about triangle? Okay. I would have to. Let me see. To think you know everything and have nothing left to learn is arrogance. True. I agree. The more you learn, the more you realize you don't know shit. Real talk. The more you learn, you start realizing, damn, I'm kind of stupid. That's why if you listen to the way I describe myself, I tell people I'm dumb. I'm like, no, I'm dumb. So I just make complicated stuff simple. That's why, So if I was smart, then I would make complicated stuff complicated. But I'm dumb. I make complicated stuff simple because I'm dumb. I need to learn. And I tell myself that all the time. It makes me learn even more. Seeing you in the UFC would be crazy. Yeah, I think I could go there. I literally see myself doing it. Best part of jiu-jitsu is you can keep competing in it no matter how old you are. Yeah, I agree. A lot of the jiu-jitsu guys, the main jiu-jitsu guys, they're in their 40s now. Or they're reaching to their 40s. Man, I went for a cut and it cost $60. Oh, it is 15 for razors. It is 50. No. Yeah, them razors do cost. Yeah, nah, you right. Them razors do cost. I just thought about that. Yeah, I spent like 25 just to get the little, yeah, you right about that. That's some real talk. All right, cool. So it's over here is 12 and I'm about to get up in 5 hours. Yeah, 5 hours. And I'm gonna be tired tomorrow. But I'm a morning person, so I'm all right. I usually do this anyway. This is the time I would be studying, but I don't mind being alive. But I'm about to get off because I definitely I need to unwind, and it's gonna take me an hour to unwind, and then I'm gonna finally fall asleep. And I do want to study some stuff. Right now, I'm studying Gordon Ryan's back takes right now. And I'm really obsessed with that. I was dreaming about taking someone's back, which is crazy. You could do a whole month of groceries with $60. Really, groceries is expensive out here. Best of luck, Big Oos. See you later. I see you doing it too. One thing Cejudo did was have a recording of big crowds to yeah. That's dope. That's dope. Yeah. Okay, boys. I'm sorry. Let me not get dragged in. I love you guys. I'm gonna be on tomorrow. Don't ask me the time. Just know it's gonna be at night. I get done by the end of the day. I'm done training, so I know I will be on at night. But during the day, no. So I will see you guys soon. You boys take care. Love you all.